Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the Smart Whirlpool Top Load Washer, featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Boy, this was something I don't think I'd ever do. Back in 2004, Sopranos star Michael Imperioli, he played Christopher. He won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, and he recently just told a great story about throwing the statuette away.
When you win, it was a big celebration. We were up all night. Into the governor's ball, then the HBO party, then our own little party at the hotel. So by 5 a.m, we were drunk out of our minds. My wife and I go back to our room. She says, you know what? You won this Emmy. Everybody kissing your ass, gushing all over. She goes, I'm not impressed. She said, and if you had any balls, you'd take that statue and throw it in the garbage. Now, I was pretty drunk, and I was like, this thing, and I'd take the Emmy, throw it in the garbage. We go to bed, we pass out till like noon. She wakes me up, she's like, she went, oh, don't forget to take your Emmy out of the garbage pail.
Awesome. I love his wife. What a little Esther. Go ahead, throw it away. Like, I love that. That's like a partner in crime right there. Like, throw it away. Let me see you do it. You ain't nothing.
You know what? You got to make sure he doesn't think he's too full of himself. I'm not impressed. Right. I don't care about you. If you watch the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com, look, I know everybody gets old, but I mean, Christopher was like, oh man, he was like the young kid. And yeah,
that was a tough watch when Vicky pulled that up right there. I was like, oh boy, he got old.
Well, I mean, that was 17 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, he looks good. I mean, he looks like an older guy now. You know, he's got the gray beard, the gray hair.
He is 55 years old.
55. He's closer to my age than I really thought he was. Yeah. Wow. I really thought he was much younger than me. Wow. Good for him. Well, you know what? I mean, he surely looks a lot younger than I do. Yeah. Yeah. And Christopher. And by the way, if you haven't seen The Saints of Newark, I don't know where you can watch it because I don't think HBO Max has it anymore. I think they took it off. I really liked it. It's the prequel to The Sopranos. And
okay, yeah. I kept meaning to watch it, and I was like, it just never happened. I forgot about it until right now.
Yeah, I really dug it. I mean, I don't know. People had mixed reviews of it. I don't know what they expected. I mean, to me, you know, I wonder if people went and saw it in the theater. Now, I got to see it on HBO Max, and to me, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't want to see it in the movie theater. Like, I feel like it was just a great Sopranos episode, like maybe a double episode. Don't know if, you know, it's something that should have been a major motion picture, you know, in the theater. But it was a great double Sopranos episode because it was about 2 hours long, I think. I liked it a lot.
When you hear those stories about what people do with like their awards, like, you know, we heard about the Pearl Jam guys where they keep it like in a random room where they use it as a door stopper, all these like the VMAs that they've won. And now with him and his wife get drunk and throw it away for poops and giggles. I guess I'm just like, you know, I would just be the guy that would have it like on display the minute you walk into the house. I know that's so cheesy, but man, that's such an accomplishment. I want everyone that comes over to see this is the VMA or this is the Emmy that I won.
Yeah. And I think you know what I think it is? I think that if you are not super famous, And because a lot of people win Emmys and Oscars and you don't know who they are because they're the support people, especially if you like win for special effects or you win for choreography on some music stuff. So that's when it's a big surprise. I remember a buddy of mine, when Sarah was wanted to go to school down in LA, and Gary Bryant said, hey, you know what? If you're looking for some good schools to go to for acting, I'll tell you what, I got a buddy. I'll see if you can get together with him and talk about it. And so the guy invited me over his house and said, hey, why don't you and your family come over, be with our family? We'll tell you about it. And Steve, we go over to this house. It was just a regular 4-bedroom place. It was unassuming. It was a nice place, but it didn't look like anybody like who was a super Hollywood fancy star was living there. And, we're hanging out, just hanging in the kitchen. And I had to go to the bathroom. And as I walked by the living room over the fireplace, that's when I noticed all these Emmys were on the mantle. And I'm like, those look like Emmy Awards. Holy. And, then it was like I realized, these guys are legit at what they do. It's just you don't know about them because they're not like the people that are the stars. So,
dude, I'd have a format outside of my house that said, welcome to a home that has several Emmy Awards.
Yes.
So, I would be that guy.
It's impressive.
My wife would not allow that to happen. I jokingly, when we were getting our new house and we had the nice shelves right by the TV, and I'm like, it would look good right there, my verified championship. And she's like, yeah, there's not a chance in hell that I'll ever be seen. That stays in the closet in your gear bag.
Wow.
I would be that guy that I would put it on. If there's just me in the house, I would have I'd get my participation trophies from baseball when I was a kid, and I'd put them on display.
See, I feel like that would be funny. I think that now your belt is a little gaudy, and basically you gave it to yourself. Let's be honest. So I
earned it.
Yeah, okay. But if you went over to somebody's home and you saw all their participation trophies or their third and fourth place ribbons up from kindergarten or the elementary school, I would love that. I would dig that. Wait, those aren't your kids; those are yours.
Dude, My brother's, his father-in-law was my baseball coach growing up. So we would still see them from time to time, obviously, because now we're all family. So I remember going over there as an adult and going into his den, and he had all the trophies and the plaques and the team pictures on display. And it was really cool. A total time capsule walk, down memory lane. Man, but it was funny because we're looking at all the pictures and he's like, there's the team that when you were on my team, because I was only on his team for 1 year, the Yankees. I'll never forget. And he just looked at me, and it wasn't even like he was trying to be funny. He just looked at me and goes, that's the only year I didn't win a championship.
Oh,
and I was like,
oh, no.
Wow.
And he gave me the look that I was to blame for the fact that he didn't win the championship that year.
That's hysterical.
Place. And in my head, I instantly remember, we came in second place. That was my best ever. And he's like, yeah, that was my worst.
Damn, dude.
I never wanted to go back in that den again. It was like the den of failure for me.
Oh, that's horrible, man. You could tell in his face that he was like, you are the reason the streak was broken.
Yes, dude. I was the reason his dynasty ended.
I am surprised that he allowed that marriage to happen, knowing that, your brother was related to his failure. I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't raise his hand. Oh, I'm against this marriage.
Wouldn't that be funny? Yeah, I'm not going to let you marry my daughter. Why? Your brother is the reason why I came in second place 1 year.
Ruined my life. And here's why. I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a new survey, and it turns out that as we, to be as delicate as I can be. So if you have any children listening, distract them. Give them a cookie. That always works.
Give them a cookie. I think that works for you, too.
Yeah. Well, distract me.
Well.
There's a new survey, and apparently the most popular place to hide your Christmas presents is the bedroom closet. Here's the problem. That is the first place the kids look, is in the bedroom closet. So,
yeah.
It is tough because, I don't know how big people's houses are, but you don't get a lot of places you can put stuff if you're trying to hide them.
Do you remember where your parents hid the presents?
Dude, I have to tell you, I never looked. I don't know why it never occurred to me to look around. Or maybe I felt like I would not get anything and I never want to be accused of looking. So I imagine they must have hidden them. Did you look? Because I never looked, Steve. I never wanted presents taken away from me. I wasn't going to screw that up.
You know what it was? My brother and I, we looked once and we found the presents, and it kind of it was a bummer because then we knew what we were getting. And then I remember after that, we never looked again. But one year, I'll never forget looking in my mom's closet and up, dude, it's so stupid. But I got the Alvin and the Chipmunks touring bus.
Yes, you
did. So
did.
Alvin and the Chipmunks and they had their bus. And it was like this big box. I'm like, yeah, I got it. But then I knew I had it. And then for the next couple of weeks, I couldn't play with it. I had to wait. And then when I finally opened it, it was like, this is anticlimactic. Like, you know what I mean? Like I didn't have that excitement of opening the gift and then being like, yes, I got the Alvin and the Chipmunks tour bus. That's the one.
That's amazing. I love that.
That's a hell of a lesson, though, right there. You learned a lot with that whole situation, didn't you?
See, my mom just doubled down with her lies to me and would just be like, "Hey, if you find the presents, like even if they were like from her, it was like the toys disappear. There's magic. There's the Christmas magic. So if you find the presents and you touch the present, the toys disappear and you'll just get empty boxes." So I was like, I'm never looking for presents. I don't want them to disappear.
Wait. Now, hold on a second. The idea is that those presents aren't supposed to be there until Santa brings them down the chimney. But your mom let you believe that, well, we're a special house. We're going to get them early maybe, but they'll disappear if you find them.
They were both Santa and regular gifts too. Like if they were gifts from like my aunts and uncles and stuff like that, like I couldn't look under the tree. Otherwise the presents would disappear and I would just get boxes. So it wasn't even just about the Santa gifts. It was any gifts.
Oh, so in other words, if you peeked at the presents that were under the tree.
Yeah, then they're going to disappear and you're never
it would be retroactive to the point where Santa would be like, well, we're skipping this kid's house.
Yeah, and then he would make all the other ones disappear too.
Oh, see, that's much better than an elf on the shelf.
I know, I believed it too. So I was like, I'm not touching anything.
Someone said if my mom thought we saw our gifts or even guessed correctly, she would return them. We'd never even try to look. I do the same for my son, and now he's never tried as well.
Wow. I never thought of being that cruel.
The other day, I mean, granted, Tatum's not 2 yet, so she really wasn't able to, I think, put it all together. But all of a sudden, I heard, like, as we go along, we've been buying gifts because it's like kind of a beating. You got a birthday on the 13th, anniversary on the 18th, Christmas on the 25th. It's like a financial just beatdown. So we've been buying gifts for the last few months and keeping them in one of the closets in our house. Well, the other day, I'm like listening. I'm like, what is that sound? I'm hearing that sounds like a guitar. What toy is she playing? I go up there, sure as that. She's playing with the toy that we got her for Christmas. She opened up the closet, pulled it out, and is strumming. It's like a little guitar that you get at Target that you can make guitar sounds.
Wow.
Every time we go to Target, she wants to play with it. So we bought it, and we're like, oh, that'll be perfect. She'll be excited. And there she's just playing with it. But she's 2, I don't know. She's probably not going to figure it out. So I just grabbed it, put it back in the closet. Now that door's closed at all times.
Yeah, she'll probably forget. Don't worry about it. She'll be like, this isn't Target? What?
Right. Why does Target feel like my house?
How crazy. She's going to be like, wait a minute. This is my, what is going on here? You're giving me something that we had. Wait, yeah, she's going to be probably very confused when she opens it up.
But now we instantly thought we've got to be better at hiding gifts. If at 2, she's already finding the gifts. We're screwed.
Oh, yeah. There's not a lot of places you can go. The closet's the top spot, but the kids find that. The spare room, if you have a spare room. But, I mean, who's not going to go to the spare room?
What about bringing it to a friend? Have you ever had that?
Well, that's the tougher place, somebody else's house. Yeah. I don't know if we might have done that with like a big gift, like a bike or something. If I'm trying to remember all the stuff we gave the kids, but it was anything that was super large, you knew like I don't have the space for this and I can't keep it anywhere. So yeah, we've done that. I've held stuff but the problem is if you hold something for a friend and then your kids find it and then they go, I swear that would be the best thing is that everyone just switch gifts. Then when the snoopers go snooping and think they know what's up and then they are like, I didn't ask for this. They're getting me this. Who are they getting this for?
Mom, how come Joey has my bike?
Joey stole my bike.
That'd be so awesome. Yeah, but the basement, the garage.
We kept a buddy's kid. He got it for his kids' bikes, and so they kept it in our garage in my old house. And it took everything not to want to ride those bikes around the neighborhood. They look really cool. They're like BMX bikes. I'm like, it triggered me back to my past as a kid. I'm like, oh, that'd be fun to ride these around. But I'm like, how do I hand this back with like dirty tires?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that's the last thing. Yeah, don't give me anything that I would like to use. You're right, because I will probably use it, and then it'll be game worn. Oh, man.
They broke. My garage is real dirty. I don't know why the tires are dirty.
So if you're looking for that ultimate hiding spot, another person's house, be like Steve, be a pal, take the bikes. Outside, people just store stuff outside. I guess that's okay.
Outside?
I feel like that is not, some stuff might get wrecked. A shed. I don't know why kids don't think of looking in the shed unless one of the parents is just like, that is my space. You will not go in there.
No, or it's locked.
Or we didn't go in the shed because of spiders.
Oh, that too.
Yeah, my dad's shed was off limits. You just knew not to, that was his place. And so you never could go into his shed.
Yeah, I wouldn't go in there because it just meant that I had to do chores.
That's a pretty brilliant place to hide something.
Yeah, I don't want to go in there.
Yeah, pretty brilliant place to hide something. There was an online chat about things that are illegal but not ethically wrong. What do you think made the list? Oh, I'm going to tell you. We'll do that at 8:20 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
I'm glad we can take this time for ourselves.
I know, me too. It's nice going on new adventures, experiencing new things, and creating new memories again. I missed you when you seemed lost in your gambling.
Well, I'm back and ready to visit new places and see new sights. Oh, and try new foods.
Yes, new foods.
If gambling is creating a problem for you, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Somebody recently went on the internet and said, look, I would like to pose this question. List some things that are illegal. They are illegal in this country, but they are not ethically wrong. Ooh, I like this. I really, really do. I've always thought that there is a lot of stuff out there. Like, why are we involved in this? Why do we have to get the law involved in this behavior when, look, people are doing what they're doing. What do I care?
Right.
And we got some of the highlights. And I didn't even realize this was illegal. Paying for someone else's parking meter. I didn't know you couldn't do that.
I thought it was frowned upon. I didn't know that was illegal.
Yeah, and I don't even know why it's frowned upon. I mean,
I don't either.
If there's a limit, I get it. If it says, look, you're only supposed to be there for 2 hours because we want to free up spots so other people can use them, even though I don't like it, at least I get that. But if it just says, look, you know what, you can park here for as long as you want, and somebody just if they thought they'd only be whatever, and somebody says, oh, I want to help a guy out, why? Is that so you can write somebody a $40 ticket and the government can just dip like that?
Imagine getting... I don't know, would you get, not going to get arrested for this, but you get written up or get a ticket for paying somebody else's parking spot.
Yeah, for being a good person. Saving somebody grief. Yeah, I don't get that. I guess there are credentialing laws, I think that's the word, for things that don't carry much danger if you do them incorrectly, like requiring a license for being a florist. Why do you need a license to be a florist? I mean, you're putting flowers together. I don't get it.
Selling things, maybe.
I mean, I could see, if a florist,
something that's alive, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if a florist puts together a bad bouquet, I'm going to know it when I look at it and think it's ugly and don't want it. I mean, it's just I don't understand why you've got to be a licensed florist.
No, I want them arrested for that.
Yeah. Pirating media that isn't available for purchase in your area. This is a gray area for a lot of people. You weren't going to make money on it anyway, so why do you care if somebody gets it for free, like making photocopies of sheet music, things like that?
That's an odd, very, very specific example. I was thinking, like, remember when we were kids, I would get the new Motley Crue record, and I would put it onto a cassette, and then I'd give it to my buddy so he'd have the new Motley Crue record because his parents wouldn't buy it for him, or something along those lines, or you'd share VHS tapes. We'd always, you'd see those, warnings, you could be prosecuted by the FBI if you share this, or if you make a copy of it, but we did it anyway.
Yeah, and of course, the new version of that is are people sharing their streaming accounts.
I wouldn't do that. You guys are criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I just, I never understood it because I thought if I bought a magazine, I could then turn around and give that magazine to whoever I wanted to. Why is anything else different when I buy an item like music or whatever? If I give it to somebody else, what's the difference? But I get though, but even if I sold it to somebody else, hey, you know what? It was my copy. Well, I can do what I want with it, can I? Apparently not. How about this one? Loitering in a park. Which
is that illegal?
Yeah.
Yeah, after sundown.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just have signs up even before sundown. It's just like, if they find that you are, it really is a way to basically get the people that are up to no good. Because a park is for loitering. You literally are supposed to go there and hang out, do nothing if you want to. So, but I think they want to, it's the riffraff. It's like the people like Rev. They want them out of the park. Get out of the park, kid.
Rude.
You bother me.
Well, it's like they say, it's illegal to go cruising. On Rev, you live near there in Tacoma and Ruston. It just says it's illegal to just ride your car up and down Ruston. I guess because it adds some traffic and, I don't know.
Because people would do it all the time. That's been there since at least the 90s. And it was just, there'd just be cars going up and down during the summer because it's a great place to like a boardwalk type area. And people would just be going slowly up and down, and like you said, with traffic and just dealing with all that crap.
Showing up their sweet car, honking at the ladies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, all of that. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I never understood that. When does it ever work? Does just cruising Ruston and honking at are they ever going to be hi, stranger, I would like to jump in a car with you?
Dude, I don't know about Tacoma, but in Albuquerque, it worked like a charm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I never did. My cousins always did. And they always had girls with them that they met on Montgomery, which was the cruising street. And it was how did you? And he's oh, no, we just pull over. And then they jumped in the car. And it was what?
They probably just wanted a ride.
No, they weren't hookers.
They're not hookers. Has been called.
That was my first thought.
This is trippy that we're talking about this because I've recently, because I've been, watching the Curb Your Enthusiasm, I recently said, you know what? I think I'm going to start watching Seinfeld again. Let me see what it's like. And it was the first episode of the first season, and that's the comedy bit that Jerry's doing. Guys, why do you think honking at girls in your car is the thing that's going to work? And
what's the deal?
So, how wild is it that you bring that up, Steve? And I was just watching that piece last night from 30 some odd years ago of Seinfeld. And his whole idea is that it's the only thing we got, ladies. We don't have a lot. We don't know. We know we want you, but we don't know how to get you. So when we're honking our car, that's the last thing we got. We got nothing. We got no other play. We have no other thing to do. We don't know what else to do.
Well, Danny, also in West Seattle, I imagine that you're not supposed to be cruising around West Seattle as well.
It's true, yeah. They even shut down a part of a street, a residential street recently, because there used to be too many street racers and the ones with the souped up Hondas that would go.
Oh, so that's a different story. That's going too fast as opposed to just clogging up traffic going slow
and loud. And they wwere taking up all of the parking. So at that point, it was the residents couldn't park there. They shut down an entire street, and they're granted, I don't think that it's done by law. I think it was the residents that just put up signs saying "Do not park here," but whatever.
Yeah, that's the hard part when you got a destination that everybody wants to go to.
I'm pretty sure my brother was also your friends were cruising in Albert, and I think in New York, my brother and his friends would go cruising. I think it just boiled down to you have to be charming, handsome, and have a cool car, and then girls are willing to jump. That would never have worked with me in my 81. Chevy Malibu station wagon. I don't think anybody was going to jump into that, BJ.
Oh, come on. That's the shaggin' wagon, baby.
Yeah.
Want to go for a ride in this powder blue station wagon?
No.
Yeah, I think basically you just described the entire song Hollaback Girl. I think you were the one she was singing about. I ain't no Hollaback Girl. I think she's like, yeah, Steve, I'm not going to get in your broke ass car. That ain't going to happen. How about jaywalking?
Someone said I met my first wife cruising Ruston. Wish I never did.
First wife. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like, listen, if somebody's going to hop in your car, that's probably going to be a temporary relationship. Just, don't put too much stock in it. If you're rusting cruising, that's happening. How about jaywalking? Because this happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
And, of course, happened to the owner of the Chicago White Sox, which I thought was funny, as they were playing the Mariners. And then the owner got popped for jaywalking, trying to get to T-Mobile Park. Jaywalking and crossing the street on a red light, which is what I grew up as, is that, you look both ways and you're like, look, there are no cars coming. I'm just going to cross. I know it's against the light. And I find that dumb. But see, to me, it's just like, look, I got a brain in my head. I know, obviously, not to walk in traffic. And I hate, and yet I got popped for that. I mean, it was just like, wow. I mean, I did get a ticket because I was reasonable and nice. But I was inside. I was like, really, officer? We are in downtown Everett. I'm the biggest threat right now that you are literally wasting your time with me jaywalking. Okay.
But dude, your stories and other people's stories, I never have had that happen, but it almost put the fear in me because now I find myself more often than not when I'm at a stoplight or at a, don't walk sign, I'll just wait. And I'm like, why? This is not how, 20-something Steve would be very mad at you right now for not just crossing the street. But I'm like, I'm just going to wait until the walk sign happens. I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, do you remember when the Seahawks won the Super Bowl and there was, like celebration in the streets and there were video of everybody waiting at the stoplight?
Yes.
And so they would wait to cross and then they would continue on. Like everyone is like terrified of getting a jaywalking ticket.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
I never thought of it. Yeah,
it is so funny because, and I don't know what it's like in the Northeast, but it was completely different in the Northeast. Nobody ever obeyed those signs and obeyed. It was like, why even bother putting don't walk signs up? We laughed. It was like, what's the point? But it might have changed. I mean, I think people are taking that more seriously. How about this one? Sleeping in your car, which I didn't realize that's against the law. I mean, I guess they don't want you like basically making that your home. But I mean, every once in a while, if you're smart enough to know that you can't drive and you're like, you know what, I got nowhere to go, I can't drive, I'm just going to sleep it off in my car. And, which to me I always thought that's a really responsible move that somebody's made and it's still illegal.
That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, I remember when I first moved out here, I slept in my car for about a little over a week in between like living situations and I never even thought that was breaking the law, BJ.
Look at you unethical. Well, actually, you are an ethical lawbreaker. That's the thing. It's the whole idea. This list is about things that really are law breaking, but not unethical.
Someone just said, hey, just to go back to the cruising in the streets, it's just fascinating to me that it actually did work for a lot of people. This guy said, yeah, it worked in the 90s. I grew up in Spokane. We would get girls jumping in all the time. We had the good smelling weed.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now we got weed added to the party. See, if you're going to add stuff to the party, it's not just it's like a combo. It's you, great car. Now you're throwing weed into the mix. Yeah. I mean, at that point, you're going to get a lot more bees. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of honey right there.
Colby and Everett said Colby said Everett was the place to be in the early 80s for cruising. It was wall to wall cars, boys and girls.
Wow. And what were they talking about? What years?
This was in the 80s in Everett.
Wow.
See, some amazing
$10 says it was Casino Road. I can just... Oh, yeah, because I've walked down Casino Road and just the amount of honking that goes by. You could be wearing, like, full-on clothing. They can't tell if you're a guy or girl, just hoodie, bundled up, and they're going to be honking.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know it was still going on. Oh, good for Casino Road.
Good for you.
You know what? Keeping the heritage. I love that.
Classy.
All right, so this last one is one that, out of all the ones we've talked about, nobody's really going to get upset. No one's going to have a big discussion. It's not going to get political. But this last one, it is interesting that it is just as valid as all the rest of them, but you are going to get people fighting about it, and that is the P word, prostitution.
Oh yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, when you think about the activity, everybody does it for free. So people are like, Why is it illegal if you get paid? Everyone does it for free and has no problem with it. But if somebody's willing to pay somebody and somebody's willing to get paid, it's not like it's an activity that people don't do. Then, but man, this is, it's been an issue for a long time. I get mad because I just feel like, you know what, there's a lot more different crimes that I think are really crimes that I want to see stopped. And the prostitution is low on the list, unless, of course, it involves, obviously horrific situations. But I mean, adults consensually getting involved for financial transactions. I don't want law involved in that. We don't have enough police. We don't have we need our resources stopping the bad stuff.
Plus, then I can finally get the answers to the fun game that I play whenever I'm driving around. And you see like one of those shady massage places. You're like, I wonder if that place is doing more than massages. It's like,
it would be nice.
Yeah, like you're like, is this a reputable massage place? Are they going to do some stuff if you ask, like, if you have the right code word?
I don't even think you need a code word. I think you probably just walk in and go, you just walk in and go, I'm not a cop. And I think that's the code word.
Yeah, but you do that and then you get thrown out of there forever, and it's just not a good thing.
Well, Dan, you have to size. Well, if you're not going there in the first place, I mean, you find it's not like you're going to go to a massage envy. I mean, you would never.
You said everywhere.
Go in there and ask them. I mean, there are places that obviously do look legit. You're not going to ask. It's these places that you're like, God, if I had to bet money, there's no way that's just massage.
I actually have a buddy that we all actually know who went to one of these places because he legit just wanted a massage, and they gave him a massage while he's sitting in a tub, and he's like, this is kind of weird. And then the lady came out wearing lingerie, and she was hinting at other stuff, and he's like, no, thank you.
Oh, the lingerie is the hint right there. I mean, no, there's no massage I get that has people coming out.
Massage in the hot tub already sounds kind of
right. It's just like, bro, how did that not click? He's like, I don't know. I just thought it was a different type of massage.
I mean, again, look, if this is what people want and everyone's on board, why do I care? I don't care at all.
Was that the story he was telling his girlfriend, and he just decided to keep that story going as well?
I mean,
that seems like the minute you walk in, you should probably assess the situation and think, this is probably more than just a massage parlor.
I'm with Steve on this. I think he was trying to save his bacon. That's what I think. I think he was a regular.
The name of the place was called Handy's. It's like, what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The writing's on the wall, man.
Yeah, check his wallet for one of those loyalty punch cards. That's how you'll know the truth. Then you'll know the truth.
5 more hands, still a free one.
Come over to Handy's. Of course, that would be the name of Steve's massage change. Handy's.
With an I. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to make it cute.
A little hard over the eye, yeah.
Of course, yeah, you got to make it. Yesterday, Mr. Handy did get this one right.
Who wrote The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn?
Tom Sawyer?
No.
Mark Twain.
Yes.
Well, Tom Sawyer liked to write about himself. It was an autobiography. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 8:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all 3 of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Kickstart summer at Lowe's with Memorial Day savings on major appliances like the smart Whirlpool top-load washer featuring the 2-in-1 removable agitator in a color you'll only find at Lowe's. Take it out for bulky items, leave it in for a more thorough clean. You can customize any load, plus skip steps with the Load and Go dispenser. Simply add detergent once and skip the refills. Memorial Day savings start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu. Certified to operate by Chev.
Oh my gosh, it's been too long since I've been on a bike. I really like it. Living a healthy life free of gambling problems is a lot of fun and a nice change of pace.
Did you say race?
No. Yes.
Reconnect with yourself and the ones you love. If gambling is creating a problem for you, there's hope and help. For more information, call the Washington State Helpline at 1-800-547-6133 or visit evergreencpg.org. That's evergreencpg.org.